Hi there, hello and welcome to the Sunday edition of The Burning Question. The fact that you're watching News Sunday shows how seriously you take what's happening around you and in the country, so let's have an hour of engaging news conversation. As India prepares its military response to the Pahalgam terror attack, the contours of which would become clear over the next 48 hours, the principal opposition party in the country is playing the most irresponsible political game. While the Congress Working Committee officially decided to back the government on its actions against Pakistan, its second and third rung leaders have been shooting from the hip. They might think they are targeting the government, but those statements also make a mockery of the national resolve in this hour of challenge to our national security. Today, all limits were breached when Congress's Uttar Pradesh head, Ajay Rai, someone who's seen as close to Gandhi's, seemed to be making fun of India's war machine and the Indian Air Force by toying with a toy, literally, labeling it as Rafale even as he challenged the government to act. What's with this Janus-faced approach of the Congress? Is provoking and mocking the best that can pass off in the name of democratic opposition? Is it a trophy that the Congress leaders get frequently quoted in Pakistan's mainstream media? Is that a constituency for the Congress? Is the question we ask tonight. Also, in the second debate, West Bengal Governor C.V. Ananda Bose has sent in a report to the Centre, to the Ministry of Home Affairs, in which, among other things, he has clearly singled out absence of law and order as the reason why Centre should intervene. Bose stops short of recommending the President's rule in Bengal, but reiterates what has been underscored even by the Calcutta High Court earlier, that all is not well on Bengal's law and order front. Let's have a look at the governor's recommendations in the second debate. Let me get you the headlines first.
और मेरा यह दायित्व है कि अपनी सेना के साथ मिलकर देश के ऊपर आंख उठाने वालों को मुंहतोड़ जवाब दूं।
After Prime Minister Modi and Amit Shah, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh reaffirmed Centre's befitting reply promise, sends a strong warning to Pakistan. After Navy Chief and the Army Chief, now it's Air Chief Marshal A.P. Singh who briefs Prime Minister Modi on security situation.
We look for partners. We don't look for preachers. Particularly preachers who don't practice at home what they preach abroad.
Jaishankar tears into EU. The External Affairs Minister says wants partners, not preachers.
This statement by Ajay Rai will never be forgiven nor forgotten by our people. Rahul Gandhi and the Congress leadership need to take action and expel Mr. Ajay Rai.
After questioning the surgical strike, Congress now insults Air Force, mocks the Rafales.
बतौर पाकिस्तानी अगर जंग बढ़ जाती है तो बंदूक लेकर बॉर्डर पर जाएंगे?
नहीं, अगर जंग बढ़ जाती है तो मैं इंग्लैंड चला जाऊंगा।
The coward Pakistan's real face is out. Pakistan MP on camera says he will flee to UK if a war breaks out. Bengal Governor C.V. Ananda Bose summits reporter MHA on Murshidabad violence, calls for imposition, calls for Centre's intervention. Viewers, at a time when the nation is united in hitting back at terror and the terrorist state Pakistan hard, there is one section of leaders who have made it their agenda or discourse of the season to run down our armed forces. The latest is Uttar Pradesh Congress President Ajay Rai, who has drawn flack for his brazen disrespect of the Indian Air Force. But it's not only about one Ajay Rai. Before him it was Charanjit Channi, and before that it was Priyank Kharge, and goes back to Sandeep Dixit. It's an unending list. Let's look at the details of who has said what, and then I come back for a conversation.
The Indian Armed Forces are boosting their preparedness with each passing day. India's borders are on high alert. The army is boosting its arsenal with each passing day. And just today, the Indian Army received a new supply of the Russian-made Igla-S air defense system. However, even at a critical time like this, when the entire nation is rallying behind our forces in solidarity, the Congress is back to petty politics. Just last week, the Indian government announced the procurement of 26 Rafale M variant aircrafts for the Indian Navy. However, Uttar Pradesh Congress chief and senior Congress leader Ajay Rai had different plans. Watch how he mocks the Indian Air Force with a toy with Rafale scribbled on it, with Nimbu Mirchi tied on it. Even at a time when the nation is grieving and seeking retaliation against Pakistan, Congress leader chose to take a jibe at Raksha Mantri Rajnath Singh's Shastra Puja of the Rafales and display this blatant disrespect of the Indian Air Force.
इस देश के अंदर जो आज आतंकवादी गतिविधियां लगातार बढ़ी हैं, आतंकवाद से पूरा देश परेशान है। हमारे बच्चे इस देश के, हमारे नौजवान साथी वो शहीद हुए पहलगाम हमले में। बड़ी बड़ी बात करने वाली सरकार जो आज कहती है कि हम सब मिट्टी में मिला देंगे सब कुछ इन लोगों को, आतंकवादियों को। आज आप राफेल ले आए, नींबू मिर्च बांधकर खड़ी किए हुए हैं। आपको याद होगा, मैंने नहीं बांधा है, वो बांधा है, इस केंद्र की सरकार ने बांधा है। रक्षा मंत्री ने नींबू मिर्च बांधकर खड़ा किया हुआ है। ये किसी जो लाए हैं उसका उपयोग कब होगा? कब आतंकवादियों का सफाया होगा? कब आतंकवाद को बढ़ावा देने वाले लोगों को सफाया करेंगे?
Notably, the rattled UP Congress leader chose to mock the Indian Air Force just 2 days after the Air Force displayed its might in UP on the Ganga Expressway with its day and night drills. The Congress leader's timing was targeted, attacking the Indian Air Force mere hours after Prime Minister Modi held a meeting with Air Chief Marshal AP Singh.
This statement by Ajay Rai will never be forgiven nor forgotten by our people. At a crucial juncture for our nation, the Congress party has failed miserably and is being disloyal to the country. Rahul Gandhi and the Congress leadership need to take action and expel Mr. Ajay Rai. If they do not, it only goes to show that the Congress party agrees with the deplorable statements of Ajay Rai.
Ajay Rai's statement comes just 2 days after another very senior Congress leader and former Punjab Chief Minister and Congress MP Charanjit Singh Channi went on to take a clear Pakistani line of denying the execution of surgical strikes.
हमारे देश में आकर कोई बम गिरे पता नहीं चलेगा। कहते जी पाकिस्तान में हमने सर्जिकल स्ट्राइक किए थे, कोई कुछ नहीं हुआ, कहीं नहीं दिखे सर्जिकल स्ट्राइक, किसी को नहीं पता चला। हमारे देश में आकर कोई बम गिरे पता नहीं चलेगा। कहते जी पाकिस्तान में हमने सर्जिकल स्ट्राइक किए थे, कोई कुछ नहीं हुआ, कहीं नहीं दिखे सर्जिकल स्ट्राइक, किसी को नहीं पता चला।
सर्जिकल स्ट्राइक की बात करते हैं कि हमने इतने लोग मार गिराए, लेकिन प्रमाण कुछ नहीं, केवल झूठ का पुलिंदा से ये राज कर रहे हैं।
तो आप बड़ी बड़ी बात करने वाली सरकार जो आज कहती है कि हम सब मिट्टी में मिला देंगे सब कुछ इन लोगों को, आतंकवादियों को। आज आप राफेल ले आए, नींबू मिर्च बांधकर खड़ी किए हुए हैं। आपको याद होगा, मैंने नहीं बांधा है, वो बांधा है, इस केंद्र की सरकार ने बांधा है। रक्षा मंत्री ने नींबू मिर्च बांधकर खड़ा किया हुआ है। ये किसी जो लाए हैं उसका उपयोग कब होगा? कब आतंकवादियों का सफाया होगा? कब आतंकवाद को बढ़ावा देने वाले लोगों को सफाया करेंगे?
First, they deny the surgical strikes done by the army. Then they ask for evidence. And now they openly disrespect the Indian armed forces with shameful jibes. The big question remains, what does Congress stand to gain with its pro-Pakistan propaganda? Let's debate.
All right, let's debate. This is clearly something which the Congress party does so often, and it's embarrassing that they just do not amend or make amends. They continue to provide fodder to the Pakistanis to build a narrative and put India in a spot. I don't know if they understand. I want to begin by asking Advocate Nikhil Jain, representing the Congress view here tonight. And of course, you know those faces. Tohin Sinha, national spokesperson of the BJP, joining us live from Mumbai. Major Ashish Chaturvedi, spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party. And we also have YG Madhuvanti, analyst, leans towards the right, joining us live from Chennai. Nikhil Jain, my question straight up. Would the Congress give up embarrassing itself and the country in bargain with the kind of statements that keep coming in, Nikhil?
Abhishek, the Congress is not going to give up asking tough questions of the government,
the
protecting
Congress
the rights
is not
of the
going
citizens,
to stop embarrassing itself.
Because
you are
so
saying the Congress is not going to stop embarrassing the country.
On 14th of February 2019, when those terror attacks were carried out against our forces, our Prime Minister was busy shooting in the forest with Bear Grylls and was not reachable.
You are not going to stop embarrassing the country. You are not going to stop demoralizing the armed forces. That's what you're saying, Nikhil.
Against Pakistan. And Pakistan was trying to, create this international sentiment as if nothing had happened. And what the Congress party said to the Prime Minister and to the government of the day was that prove to the world that this is not a havoc. This is not, what Pakistan is saying. That we have a very strong air force, we have carried out the attacks, and the Pakistanis were harboring terrorists who we attacked. But instead of proving to the world and whipping up international sentiment in our favor, the Prime Minister tried to use the Pulwama attack to garner votes in the Lok Sabha election, saying शहीदों की फोटो लगा के उसके आगे खड़े होके बोले कि इनको याद करना वोट देने से पहले. And now this is exactly what is happening.
I'm not understanding. Nikhil, are you even getting me?
Nikhil,
are you even getting me?
Back into the country.
Nikhil, you are embarrassing yourself now. Nikhil, you are embarrassing yourself now. I am really sorry, but this is indefensible. Did you see those pictures? Did you hear what Ajay Rai was doing? He is Congress president. He is not a,
you're a very responsible journalist.
Yes, of course, but Congress leaders are not being responsible here. I am responsible, not the Congress leaders. Look at what Ajay Rai is doing. Did you see that toy? Is that a good picture to show to Pakistan? Is that Rafale?
No.
It is because of the Rafale that the Chinese perhaps toned down in Galwan.
Abhishek, when the nation has invested hundreds of millions and billions of dollars in getting these fifth-generation fighter jets, why is the government not using them? That's a very pertinent question.
Would the government use Rafales at the behest of Ajay Rai at the time and place of choosing of Ajay Rai and Asim Munir? Would Asim Munir and Ajay Rai decide when the government gets out its Rafales? Nikhil, should Ajay Rai and Asim Munir decide when the Indian Air Force is going to fly its Rafales? Is that your position?
The Congress party has very actively been saying that we are behind the government in the actions that they take, but the problem is the government is not taking any action. We want the government to take a very strict action against Pakistan, tell the world, tell Pakistan and all anti-India forces that India is a country you cannot mess with. We have one of the strongest armed forces.
Okay, Nikhil, tell me, is war in the interest of India? Nikhil, straight question. Is war in the interest of India?
I personally don't think war is in the interest of India.
Okay, granted, war is not in the interest of India. Then who wants war?
Abhishek,
Pakistan wants war. No, listen to me. You're not listening to me. No. This is not a one-way rant. You have to listen to me. You agree that war is not in the interest of India. Who wants war? Pakistan wants war. Who's egging for a war? Who's provoking for a war with statements? Congress leaders.
No, hold on. Abhishek, there's a fallacy in the statement that when the Chief Minister of Karnataka, Siddaramaiah, said that I'm not pro-war, but I am for a very strict action against Pakistan, the BJP went around saying, देखो Pakistan का समर्थन कर रहे हैं. And when Ajay Rai today says to use the Rafales, take a strict action against Pakistan.
Okay, let Tuhin Sinha of the BJP respond to that contradiction.
On one point.
Okay, let Tuhin Sinha of the BJP respond to that. Let Tuhin Sinha of the BJP respond to that contradiction. Tuhin Sinha, when Siddaramaiah says don't have war, you say okay fine, he's playing into Pakistan playbook. And when Ajay Rai eggs you on to have a war, you are saying okay fine, Ajay Rai is mocking the army. Of course, these are different things. Nikhil, you are dodging. You are very smartly dodged the question.
Yeah.
Nikhil, Ajay Rai using that toy for Rafale, insults and mocks our war machine. It insults and demoralizes Indian Air Force. You clearly dodged the question.
Government is treating the Rafale like a toy that is to be kept in a hangar.
Okay, let BJP respond to that. Okay, Tuhin.
We have a $50+ billion.
Let BJP respond to it, Tuhin.
The Congress party has been acting as a sleeper cell of the enemies of the country for quite some time now. And Ajay Rai's mocking of the IAF, mocking of the Rafale, please don't barge in between, is another example of that. And look at the way they've planned it. Every day one leader comes out by design, whether it is Priyank Kharbe, whether it is Channi, whether it is BK Hari Prasad. It seems they have done a calendar for the next 1 month. One of them will issue an irresponsible pro-Pakistan statement one day, and then the party will pretend to support the government. But there are larger issues involved over here, Abhishek. Today, Ajay Rai has not insulted the Prime Minister. He has insulted the IAF. He has insulted India's military strength, and that cannot be condoned, that cannot be accepted or tolerated by any well-meaning citizen of this country. Number two, if you recall, they have an old history with Rafale. Do you remember how Rahul Gandhi had tried everything, every dirty trick to stall the Rafale deal with his fake, with his insidious Chaukidar Chor Hai campaign? And it led to a point where the Honorable Supreme Court actually ruled in favor of the government and, had castigated Rahul Gandhi at one point. So, number two, yes, they have an old history with Rafale, and today they cannot fathom the fact that India has 36 active Rafale aircrafts, and 26 will be in our fleet in the next 3 to 4 years. A massive transformation, a massive change from the Congress era, where they would sit on deals for 20 years and not lock those deals, because those deals would be dictated by middlemen. Number three, the Congress party 3 or 4 days ago.
Let him complete. Nikhil, let him complete. He did not interrupt. Let him complete. Not to go against the party line. Now, Ajay Rai has gone against the party line. Ajay Rai works very closely with the Gandhi family. I'm daring the Gandhi family to sack Ajay Rai, because if they don't sack Ajay Rai, and finally, one important point, Abhishek, they are challenging us कि आप use कब करेंगे रफाल? अरे हम इनको तारीख बता के ये करेंगे? ये अपने लिए तारीख जानना चाहते हैं या पाकिस्तान के लिए तारीख जानना चाहते हैं? कोई भी country तारीख बताकर युद्ध नहीं करती है. Already, the strong measures that we have taken in the last 11 days has broken the backbone of Pakistan, and it seems that, Congress is shedding tears for Pakistan today. Absolutely. Someone from the forces is here. You see, Major Ashish Chaturvedi, are you going to defend the indefensible? You heard Ajay Rai from your home state of Uttar Pradesh mocking Indian Air Force, mocking the Rafales, which have perhaps made all the difference in terms of any enemy trying to take preemptive action against India of any form. And your ally, Congress party, its leader Ajay Rai in Uttar Pradesh, clearly mocking. I mean, what more can the government have done? Short of perhaps telling Ajay Rai, this is the day and date, please tell General Asim Munir, this is when our Rafales are coming, be ready, shoot them down. Is that what Ajay Rai expects?
I would like to respond to that in two parts. The initial part, wherein the sentiment, the larger sentiment is, and that goes for, I think, the entire nation, wherein we want India to respond to Pakistan. Because I think it's high time we have to respond. And I think we, all Indians, share that sentiment. As far as the first part of Ajay Rai's statement was. Now, in the second part, wherein he has used Rafale, I think that is not.
You are clearly not able to defend it, Mr. Chaturvedi. You are clearly not able to defend it. I can see the discomfort. Nikhil, see, that's what happens when you play with the nation's sentiment. That's an officer there. You know, he's going beyond his Samajwadi Party brief in expressing that discomfort at what Ajay Rai has done, Nikhil.
At least let him complete what he's saying. You're not letting him speak.
But look at the discomfort. He's trying, he's groping for words. He's looking for words. It's difficult for him to defend. That's why.
You're not allowing him to speak.
Because we have to understand.
Okay, I'm allowing him to speak. Okay, go on, Mr. Chaturvedi.
Rafale is not the property of Bharatiya Janata Party. It belongs to each and every one of us.
Who has said? I am yet to see a single statement from any BJP leader, from the Prime Minister downwards, who has ever claimed that Rafale is BJP property, Mr. Chaturvedi.
That is what we have to all understand. Why is Ajay Rai trying to put it as Rafale is owned by BJP? No, it is not. It is India's property. It is owned by Indian Air Force.
And hence you mock it. And hence you mock it. You show it as a toy. You show it as a toy.
That is really uncalled for. That is really
exactly. Nikhil, listen to this. Nikhil, listen to this. This is what I wanted. Thank you so much, Mr. Chaturvedi. You are being honest, and I really appreciate. I really appreciate you being honest.
You have to make a point. You make it in a manner in which you seem like a responsible opposition. You cannot.
Exactly. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. For once, you are being absolutely responsible. I think this is the soldier in you speaking, Mr. Chaturvedi, and not the Samajwadi Party spokesperson. Madhuvanti, what more the government could have done? You know, look at the list of actions. Nikhil, you also listen to this. Indus Water Treaty put in suspension mode. Visas cancelled. All Pakistanis being thrown out. Trade is stopped. Postal services is stopped. Ports not allowed where Pakistanis can dock. Overflight rights cancelled. The Pakistani mission here trimmed. You know, their strength downgraded. All their military attaches declared persona non grata. Their chief of mission issued a demarche. Then you see the OGW houses in Kashmir. About a dozen all of them have been demolished. Massive exercise, crackdown going on against the OGW network, or what is called the overground workers, the sympathizers of the terror ecosystem. A major crackdown going against them. Madhuvanti, still it does not satisfy the Congress party. They want to play around with a toy Rafale.
Abhishek, can I please respond?
Good evening.
I will come to you, Nikhil.
Good evening, Abhishek. Nikhil, hold on here. Every time I start talking, you start talking. Give me some time. I heard you patiently. Please. So, basically, Abhishek ji, this whole thing, you know, you've seen this story called Alice in Wonderland. And everybody in the Congress wants the BJP to just say off with your head like the Queen did in that story. But that's not so simple. It's not that simple with something as serious as this. They are breaking down every limb of Pakistan. Every limb of Pakistan is being broken down, and systematically and surgically. Many people have asked questions about whether the surgical strike happened. I mean, this is the most shameful thing you can say. And I do not, point blank, do not subscribe to anybody in this country. And it doesn't matter whether you're from the BJP or the Congress. If you are going to talk shamefully about the armed forces of this country, you don't deserve to be an Indian citizen. Period. This is not
Respond
done.
to this, Nikhil.
You cannot make fun.
You shouldn't be India's citizen if you mock its forces, the IAF, the Rafale, and all the national effort that's going into teaching Pakistan a lesson.
Cancel citizenship. Cancel citizenship if people are going to arm.
Take away Ajay Rai's citizenship.
Of this country.
Abhishek.
That's it.
Abhishek,
That's it. I don't care. This is the limit. And you can't keep mocking Hindu sanskar all the time. Shastra puja is something that is done even, people have nimbu and chili to ward off evil outside their houses. They put nimbu when they buy a new car. What is Mr. Ajay Rai talking about? He's got chandan all over his head when he talks. What is this? What is this faking nonsense you're trying to be hypocritical about? So what if Shastra puja is done to the Rafale jet? I don't understand this, Raj.
I don't think you have an answer, Nikhil. I don't think you have an answer, Nikhil. I don't think you have an answer.
Can I please respond now? Yes. So of course, Nimbu Mirchi is something that we put on our new cars and new houses, and the defense minister also put it on the new Rafale. I don't think Ajay Rai has a problem with that, or pretty much anybody had a problem with that.
Ajay Rai, of course, has a problem with that. He's mocking it. He's mocking it.
Nikhil, don't try to cover up for him. He
You
has
are
a
not
problem with
using
that.
them. That is what is
exactly
being
what
said.
he
The
said.
essence of the
Please
entire
play the
point,
speech for
and
him
Ajay
again,
Rai's
Abhishek
comment
ji.
was,
Nikhil
please
doesn't
do
want
use
to.
the
Nikhil
Rafale.
wants to hide the elephant under the carpet.
Pakistan has strong
Congress
action.
is
So far
anti-Hindu.
as
Congress
anybody
is
talking about
anti-India.
against the
Congress
army or the
needs to
armed
be
forces is concerned,
vanquished
nobody
from
ever
this
did
face
that.
of the
What
Indian
happened
nation
is
and
that
subcontinent.
Pakistan was trying to
Please
tell the
ask Mr.
international
Ajay Rai
community
to
that
cancel his
our armed forces
citizenship and
failed
get
in
out
the
and probably go take
operation that
asylum
they
in
carried out,
Pakistan.
and we asked the government to show to the world that our Air Force is one of the most
The
capable
government
Air
knows
Forces
when
in
to
the
show
world,
to the world.
and
You
the
are no
government
one to
chose to
question
not
what
do
the
that. The government
does.
chose to let
Narendra
Pakistan
Modi is
have a
not
higher
going to
hand
come to you
for the
when
international
he is going to
community, and
actually
that
Madhuvanti, pull back. Madhuvanti.
So far as the actions by the government in wake of the
Nikhil.
Pahalgam attacks are concerned, Abhishek, you talk about the Indus Water Treaty being put into abeyance. The problem is we do not have the dam infrastructure to actually stop the water flowing into Pakistan. So
Of course it takes time. At least this government has thought about it. What did your government do in the aftermath of the 26/11? They just slept. They just slept. 26/11 was much bigger in scale than the Pahalgam terror attack, much bigger than the Uri terror attack, much bigger than the Pulwama terror attack. What did the government do? It just slept. Had the government at that time started acting on the Indus Water Treaty, which this government has started acting post 2015-16, things would have been different.
Abhishek, you have High Court stepping in because CRPF personnel's wives are being deported to Pakistan. Jammu Kashmir police personnel, people who have served.
Why not even Ajay Rai should be deported to Pakistan? Even Ajay Rai should be deported to Pakistan.
Are having to step in.
Exactly what I said.
This government is not taking any serious action against Pakistan. What they're doing is
okay, Nikhil, I think you are suffering from you are suffering from what is called a Stockholm syndrome, and that's why let me take it to the reasonable voice in the opposition tonight on the panel because of his defense background, Mr. Major Chaturvedi. Okay, Nikhil, pull back. Major Chaturvedi. This is clearly a case of good cop, bad cop between the Congress top leadership and its second rung of leadership. While you have Rahul Gandhi and Priyanka Gandhi keeping mum, passing a resolution, Mallikarjun Kharge reading the resolution, the rest of the leadership, Priyank Kharge, Charanjit Channi, now Ajay Rai, they are absolutely reckless, irresponsible in the kind of statements they are making. In fact, the statement that was made by some of these Congress leaders or have been made by these Congress leaders are headline news in Pakistani mainstream media. We are watching closely. You know, we are watching those channels to understand what's happening in Pakistan as part of our job. And the Congress leadership gets quoted there. Is that a trophy? Is that an award? Is that a prize?
Definitely, I think somewhere they have, in their zest for this political brownies, I think somewhere they have lost the way. I think they have lost the way. I would like to take Nikhil back to 1971, wherein then Prime Minister Mrs. Indira Gandhi had asked General Manekshaw to immediately attack Bangladesh. Do you remember what General Manekshaw had told her? He said, "Madam, इसके लिए तैयारी करनी पड़ती है और जब मैं तैयार हो जाऊंगा तो मैं आपको बता दूंगा." So you have to give a certain time for preparedness, and if in that time the BJP does not respond or the government does not respond, you have all the right to question. But just within weeks of the attack, we cannot expect the Indian army to launch a full-scale war. When you cannot launch a full-scale war like this, it requires time, it requires preparedness. You cannot do this overnight. It doesn't happen like that. And you have to understand this. They have ruled the country for 70 years. They fought 4 wars. So they ought to understand.
Nikhil, before I go to Stohin for his response. Nikhil.
Abhishek, so
this is your ally speaking. He is, trying to jog your memory.
Abhishek,
He's trying to appeal to you to be responsible tonight, Nikhil.
Abhishek, nobody from the Congress is saying that go out on...
What happened to the Congress advisory, for God's sake? The Congress advisory which asked its leaders to exercise restraint and not speak on Pahalgam or not speak on Government of India's response. Let the experts do the talking. Let the military leadership take the call. For God's sake, Ajay Rai won't decide from where Rafales would fly.
When you ask me a question, allow me the courtesy to reply. What I'm saying is that nobody from the Congress, including Ajay Rai, is saying that we should go on a full-scale war with Pakistan. What we are saying is that a strict action is needed against Pakistan. And
even if we have to go for a full-scale war with Pakistan, you are not going to denigrate and insult Rafales.
Balakot strikes within 2 weeks. We did do the Balakot strikes within 12 days. No action is being done by the government. In fact, what we are seeing is
what
that
do you
the
mean
Prime
no
Minister
action has been done? What is he living in La La Land?
Haram kar di.
What do you mean no action has been done?
The problem is when Major Saab quotes this incident from 1971, the Prime Minister at the time was not going after the Vipaksha of the day.
Priyanka Gandhi Vadra was in Wayanad, her constituency today, and when this question was asked of her about Ajay Rai's comment, she said, oh, okay, fine, let's go by the advisory that the Congress party has issued. If your advisory is not being heeded to by any of these Congress leaders, what's the action being taken?
Abhishek, Ajay Rai is not deviating from the party stand.
Abhishek, the Congress party does not understand that modern warfare is multifaceted. In the last 11 days, the kind of decisive measures that we have taken have already broken the backbone of the Pakistanis. Modern warfare includes psychological warfare, it includes information warfare. But these people don't understand it. They want us to give them the date, the time and the place where we will attack Pakistan.
Exactly. And we are not going to let them do that. We are not going to let them do that. We are not going to let them do that. We are not going to let Ajay Rai have a tango with General Asim Munir, because that's what he seems to be doing with mocking of Rafales, which is absolutely unpardonable. Hopefully the government would take note of it. Hopefully the government would respond officially, perhaps tomorrow. It's Monday, and we are going to keep close track of developments on that front. I've run out of time on this segment of our conversation tonight. Viewers, Nikhil and Tuhin continue to stay. Thank you so much, Madhuvanti and Major Chaturvedi, for joining us.